Detroit Lions fans, how are we feeling today? My goodness, I'm feeling great right now. What a great day to be alive. What a great day to be a Detroit Lions fan. And what a horrible, horrible day it is to not just be a Green Bay Packers fan, but a fan of any team in the NFC North besides the Detroit Lions. What a game. The Lions moved to 3-1 on the season, 1-0 in the division. You get your hardest divisional game out of the way. And just like that, we have taken over the division. The brand new Lions officially run the NFC North. I can't wait. We're going to get into the video, and I'm going to just kind of go through some highlights, and I'm just going to sit there. You guys can sit back and relax, watch the highlights. You can listen to me talk. I'm going to talk about the game, just recap everything, a couple things that frustrated me, but mostly all the good stuff, just all the great things that happen. Feel free to mute me if you don't want to listen to me talk. I understand it. Trust me. Feel free, but if you just want to watch the highlights. But we're going to go ahead and get right into my game analysis, starting with the Jared Goff interception on the first drive of the game. So I'm not going to lie. I saw that happen, and I immediately lost confidence. My, ego went just right out the door. I was just frustrated. Like, this is how we're going to start the game. I immediately thought they were going to score a touchdown. We're going to give up 7 points. We made it up, and credit to that defense, man. What a day. So immediately after that, we just took over the game. Our offense walked down the field, scored, defense forced 3 and out. We walked down the field, scored, defense forced 3 and out. We had given up a total of -1 yards the first 20 minutes of the game. 5 possessions for the Packers. They had a total of -1 yards. They finished the half with, I think, like 20 total. And we also, by the way, only gave up 1 real first down the entire first half. I know Charles Harris jumped off sides, giving them their first down, but we really only gave up 1, which was right before halftime. I mean, one of our best defensive halves ever. Got a little choppy in the second half, but it didn't matter. We were coasting all the way to victory. What a great game from the defense. Not even to mention, how about the run game? I mean, David Montgomery, we're going to talk a lot about him, and he got the workload today, and that dude is a pit bull. I mean, he just runs forward and gets, 2-3 yards no matter what. But first of all, I just want to go ahead and give a huge shout out to that defensive line. What a huge performance. That's 2 games straight now. That defensive line has been a game-changing position on the field. Aiden Hutchinson, star. The whole interior defensive line. How about Lee McNeil? He had some quarterback pressures. He had some last week too. Couldn't ever finish out on a sack. That dude stepped up. Huge day. He had a sack, couple tackles for loss. And then, you can look at anyone in the interior. They played very good. The run defense, as usual, just amazing. I think we held them under 50 rushing yards again. Jordan Love was forced to throw. And looking at Jordan Love, he had an okay game. He had 250 yards. I think he was like 62% completion percentage. Those 2 interceptions were one of the bigger, I would say, differences in the game. But that defensive line, man, what a performance. Now, this is another thing I want to talk about, just the defense as a whole. Because not only did the defensive line step up huge and just make play after play, I forget how many sacks there were. I think it was around 5. But I want to give a shout out just to the defense in general, because we held them to -1 total yards through the first 20 minutes of the game. We had 8 minutes to go in the second quarter, and they had -1 total yards. In the whole first half in general, I think they ended up with like 7 yards total, or I think it ended up being like probably 20, because they had a couple of nice throws, to end the half. So it ended up being like 20. Didn't have a single first down until Charles Harris jumped off sides, giving them a free first down, which that doesn't really count. We're not going to count that. So they really they only had 1 real first down the entire first half. And not only that, but that defense, man, 3 points, and they, even after the Goff interception, holding them to 3 points was huge. Another guy, shout out Jerry Jacobs. I know a lot of you do not like Jerry Jacobs. Me, for one, I don't mind him. I always look at him as a cornerback 3. He's about, Jeff, I'd say better than Jeff Okudah was for us, honestly. He's been a lot better than what Jeff Okudah was. Obviously, Jeff Okudah has his ups and downs, mostly in 90% downs, but you know what? Is what it is. Jerry Jacobs had a good game, 2 interceptions. What a nice game. He had a couple plays he gave up. He had a stupid flag. Refs were definitely on Green Bay's side, and I get it. Trying to keep them in the game. It made sense to me, but you know what? You can't just, sit there and give Green Bay the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not going to get into refs. And I know people don't. I don't like, talking about refs, but even in the game you win and you notice it, it's just like, all right, Hutchinson being held every play again. Anyway, let's get off that. Things got a little choppy in the second half. We gave up some points. We gave up some big plays. I don't know if you saw the end of the third quarter. Clock was at 0. Jaden Reed, 40-yard bomb. Ends up getting a touchdown. Both of their touchdown drives actually were it felt like the refs were kind of controlling it. But again, the end of the third quarter was definitely a horrible. There was multiple times where, what's his name? Terry, I don't know his last name. He came in, on TV and was like, yeah, this was definitely not the right call. Or, yeah, the clocks were definitely, even, the announcers were saying, the refs could have done better. But you know what? We got the dub. We won by 14 points. Seriously. But yeah, the defense definitely stepped up. They showed up. And Jerry Jacobs had a nice game. Aiden Hutchinson was awesome. The entire defensive line, shout out. Cam Sutton, what a great game for him. I didn't see him give up a single catch. And the dude laid out Aaron Jones. That dude did a full cartwheel. That was awesome. Cam Sutton, you don't hear his name a lot. But when you're a cornerback, that's a good thing. You don't want your name to be called because that usually means you're even giving up a big play or a penalty or something like that. And he's only done that once this whole season. And it wasn't a big deal anyway. So Cam Sutton, shout out to you. You definitely have improved this defense, locking down top receivers. He doesn't get the recognition he deserves. He doesn't force turnovers, which doesn't really matter. You got the safeties and Jerry Jacobs to do that. So we just need him to lock down, and that's what he did. So let's go to the offensive side. Jared Goff, good game. Threw the interception first possession, bounced back after that, led the offense down the field, and we scored 27 in the first 25 minutes of the game. We dominated. It was that simple. 27-3 at halftime. We looked great. I was, sitting down. I went and took a shower at halftime. I was feeling great. Defense, even the offense, really started stalling in the second half up until the fourth quarter when we started getting things going again. But I was getting a little worried there. I definitely got a little frustrated, but I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, after Brian Branch went out, which thank God he is okay. I was so happy when I saw him come back out into the field. I honestly swear to God, I thought his Achilles was torn. I thought he pulled an Aaron Rodgers and was out for the season. I seriously thought that he was done. And I was so pissed because we already are missing CJ. Now you're missing your other best defensive player, Brian Branch. Man, that's rough. But he came back. He played. He got hurt again, but I'm pretty sure he's fine. I think it's just an ankle sprain. Thank God. But offensively, David Montgomery, 31 carries. I think it was 32 carries, 120 yards, 3 touchdowns. Man, the dude's never beaten Green Bay before. I also want to mention that he already has 5 touchdowns on the year. He only had 5 or 6 total last year for the Chicago Bears, and the Chicago Bears only have 5 total this year. So David Montgomery has as many touchdowns as the Chicago Bears do the whole season. So I just wanted to mention that. But going back, David Montgomery had a huge game. Love that guy. I'm going to talk about something that definitely got on my nerves a little bit. So I'm going to try everything I can to not get carried away with this and talk about it for too long. But we drafted a running back 12th overall this year, and he has barely seen the field. And look, I get it. He's not even just a running back, okay? He was my favorite player coming out of college. I really wanted him. He was my, like I said, he's my favorite player. I was dying to get him, but I didn't think we'd get him. We already had running backs. Thought we were going to re-sign Jamal Swift. And then all of a sudden we get him 12th overall. I questioned that because why are we taking him 12th overall? He probably would have ended up going within the first 18 picks anyway, so I was fine with it. I know a lot of people were skeptical about it. I was fine with it. I was like, okay, this is our new, playmaker. He's not just a running back. He's a weapon. He can play him at receiver. He's a beast. He's a weapon is what I like to call him. And we have him, and he just sits on the bench. It really frustrates me seeing him get 8 carries, especially when he gets 40 yards, 5 yards per carry. He got 3. I think he had 3 catches. Why is our first-round rookie touching the ball 11 times? Why is he getting 8 carries? David Montgomery, 32 carries. I love David Montgomery. He's banged up. Give him 20 carries. Give Gibbs 15 carries. And there you go. I'd be fine with giving Montgomery 25 and Gibbs 15. That's 40 carries, which is what we had that game. We had, it's not Swift. We had Gibbs with 8, and we had Montgomery with 32. Why not give your first-round rookie the reps he deserves? And look, I let it slide the first couple weeks. You know, rookie, first game, we have David Montgomery. He's going to get most of the carries. We're in week 4 now, and he's only getting 8 carries. Like, come on, guys. And I know he's doing stuff. They use schemes and stuff. They put him in, motion. I like what they do with that, but man, he's a first-round rookie, man. You got to use him. So I'm not going to lie. I know they're probably going to start using him probably starting like this week. I'm expecting, weeks 5 and 6 that he's going to get a ton of usage, probably 15 carries, 5 receptions, stuff like that. I'm really hoping they do at least because they need to unleash him. Took him first round, let's use him. So, yeah, I definitely think that they need to use him more, and I think they will. I think starting this week, you're going to see a lot more of Jahmyr Gibbs. So, Jack Campbell, another guy who doesn't get the usage he deserves. He's your best pass coverage linebacker. Let's use him, all right? Let's get him more than 20 snaps, all right? Let's do it. So, yeah, the only other things that really frustrated me, Marvin Jones, still haven't seen him. Either trade him or start using him. He hasn't done anything the whole year. Our receiving core is kind of weak, but yet they've been showing up like crazy. Josh Reynolds, what a beast. Khalifa Raymond's been amazing. Love those guys. Marvin Jones, I love you. Need you to step up. And then obviously the defense got a little lazy in the second half. Kind of started pissing me off for a bit. And then, the offense did as well. But our secondary kind of got weak once Brian Branch went out. So glad he's okay, thank God. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the game. So what a great win, by the way. We knew coming in how big and, what this game meant. We win the game, you go to 3-1, you send the Packers to 2-2, you're 1-0 in the division, the rest of your division's 0-3. It's just, this is a huge win. And I forget the saying, like, you're just, like, basically just coasting now, right? We're on the highway, there's no cars in front of us, no cops or anything. You just put it in cruise control and you just finish out the season winning games whenever you can. What a great win. Very happy we once again go into Lambeau. I'm going to be happy about this game for a while. Enjoy watching football this weekend knowing that we are on top of the NFC North, and hopefully we can stay healthy. We've done it pretty well the last 2 weeks, but what a great game. So happy that these guys showed up, played an amazing game. Let me know your thoughts on the game. I will also shout out to Quay Walker, who once again helped us get the victory. And yeah, once again, thank you so much for watching and clicking on the video. It does mean a lot to me. I'll see you guys next week when we take on Carolina at home. Hopefully we can move to 4-1. Go Lions.